Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller. I just have to ask, what the hell is going on here, Miller?
Well, first of all, I think that's the first ever filibuster in American history from Cory Booker in favor of getting men into women's sports, keeping our borders open, and making sure that we tax the wages of our tip workers in Nevada. So very courageously, Cory Booker has stood strong for those three issues. Here's what he never filibustered for. Here's what the Democrats never filibustered for. The dead bodies of American citizens raped, mutilated, and murdered by the illegal aliens that Joe Biden and his administration and Secretary Mayorkas funneled into our country during the invasion that took place over the last 4 years. They released people into this nation, not people, monsters into this nation that were pedophiles, that were child rapists, that tortured women, that murdered moms and dads, that committed atrocities that we've never seen before in this country. And now they have the temerity to say that every single invader that Joe Biden let in should get their own individual judicial trial before they're deported, one at a time. Each one gets $1 million trial in front of a communist judge to decide whether or not we can send them home. How about hell no? How about we pick them up and we get them out of this country so they can't hurt anyone else?
So what are they saying about this Maryland dad? That this guy raked leaves, he licked his ice cream cone on vacation with the family down at the beach. Like, how nice of a guy can they make this guy out to be when he's been designated a gang member and a trafficker?
Jesse, you and I have never received in our lives as much positive press
I know.
as this MS-13 gang member has received. We couldn't get headlines like that if our lives depended on it.
Yeah.
So let's just go over the facts here. He is an illegal alien. Fact one, what do you do with illegal aliens? You deport them. Fact two, he's an MS-13. What do you do with illegal aliens who are also in a transnational terrorist organization? You deport them more quickly. Oh, and on top of that, he's implicated in human trafficking. Deport, deport, deport. This is who they're going to bat for. What are we supposed to do? Buy the guy a house, get him some free health care?
Yeah.
Maybe let him run for Congress?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're supposed to do all of those things.
I mean, this is the Democrat Party. This is who they stand for. This is who Cory Booker stands for in 2025. They stand for illegal alien predators that are in transnational cartels. That's the Democrat Party of today. We will win this fight all day, every day.
The gay barber, who turned out to be more of a gay makeup artist, also gang affiliated. Why do we keep hearing about the fact that he's gay? Who cares that he's gay? Who cares that he cuts hair or does makeup? He's got crown tats on his wrist, and he's affiliated with Tren de Agua.
Yes, again, we have people criminally trespassing into our country, violating our laws, who are members and associates of the most violent, ruthless, criminal and terrorist organizations on the planet, that are implicated through their membership in terrorism. So illegal alien terrorists, and Democrats are saying, please set them free, please fly them back, please let them continue their criminal organization activity. The thing about these organizations, be it TDA or MS-13, is that they are vast networks. They have hitmen, they have drivers, they have associates, they have financial networks, they have traffickers. These are complex organizations. Our job is to find every single person that is part of these networks and get them out of this country as fast as they can. And here's another thing. What does the world see? What do the monsters see when they look at those military planes unloading in El Salvador and getting these illegal aliens off our soil, including child rapists, including stone-cold murderers? What does the world see? They see that under Donald Trump, that Americans are not sheep for the slaughter anymore. They see that you don't mess around with our people anymore. It's about damn time, Jesse. It's what Americans voted for. Don't screw with our people. Don't threaten them. Don't attack them. Don't invade them. Do not hurt them in any way, shape, or form. Because if you do, God help you. That's the message from the Trump administration, and it's about damn time, Jesse. I've visited enough family members who've had a loved one ripped away, and I'm not going to stand for it. And most importantly, the president, our president, the leader of the free world, is saying America is closed to murderers, gangbangers, and terrorists.
The message is received loud and clear, Mr. Miller. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.